Jim, a 1-1 draw with Barnet. What's your emotions after that game?
Frustration, really. Not that we deserved to win the game. We did have a really good go at them second half, a bit more of aggressive shape, using Danny off the left and introducing him McAlinden. But real frustration that some stuff that we worked on this week that I didn't really see being applied. When it is applied, it works brilliantly, and when it's not applied, it looks awful. And it's that inconsistency that really frustrates me.
Is that perhaps a sign of how far you've come as a football team, that you're disappointed almost about not beating Barnet, who were in the Football League a couple of years ago?
No, not really. I mean, that's not what frustrates me. And I think we've been fairly competitive in the last 4 games, where we've kind of played the conditions, played the oppositions, matched up shapes, found a way of getting goals, found a way of getting a clean sheet. But what frustrated me today was that people not doing what we worked on in training ground when it's clearly on, and then having a mindset that they'll do what they want. And I sort of said to them that some of you have got speed of league players, some of you have got the stamina, sprint distance, the aerial power of league players, but what really counts is the thinking power, the process, making good decisions, especially when you have like a restart, whether that be a goal kick, throw-ins. So lots of managers work on corners and free kicks, and I've worked really hard this week on throw-ins, and I can't believe how much we gave the ball away from them.
In terms of the way the game played out, there was a good strong appeal for a penalty right in the stroke of half time, just before Ash Palmer scored for a handball against Elliot Johnson. Is that how you saw it?
It's hard for me to see where I am, but like I said, the lads were really disappointed. We were really disappointed with their goal because we felt the lad was offside.
Yeah.
I think we've had this referee before, and I think our fans let him know what they were thought of him. 12th man at Shield End, and I can't use that word. But look, I've said this before. I think, unfortunately, the professionalism of the game has gone up tremendously, and yet I feel a little bit frustrated and disappointed with the standard of refereeing. Last year was much better. I mean, this year, and even the fourth officials can't explain. They'll turn a blind eye if they think the referee was wrong, and then they back the referee. But it's part of the game, and you just wish that they got the big decisions right. There's no point lamenting the fact that they didn't. It's just part of the game. Because what I always look at is what we work on, having our biggest effect, and then making sure that the moments we have to win the game, the moments we have to put the ball in the box, the moments we have to have set plays, that we use them to the maximum ability, and don't rely on a decision from a referee who's, like I said, it's all down to us controlling what we can control. We can't control him, but I have been extremely disappointed with the standard refereeing here compared to even the National North. So again, as the standards of the league go up and the professionalism, the quality and the full, I just wonder if they've been left behind.
Well, you got your big decisions right today. Liam McAlinden coming on at half time, and the change of focus, perhaps not necessarily shape, but the change of focus, but certainly pepped you up in that second half, and you looked a really, well, I mean, it's one-way traffic for a long period of time.
Yeah, well, look, we knew they were going to play 3-4-1-2, and it's always difficult to ask like someone like Danny Lloyd, who you want to be further up the pitch, to play as a wing back. But I thought that we need. I just said, look, let's be brave a second half. Let's play with 2 natural strikers. Let's get Danny as high up the pitch as we can. And I was really disappointed. Not with Jacko's get involved in the game, have an impact. Be solid and sensible and defending, but go up the pitch and make things happen. And unfortunately, he didn't really impose himself the way I wanted to. And I thought, well, I wanted to get Liam on and be more aggressive in our shape, because one of the problems in the first half is that it was going up to Danny, it was breaking down, and I was getting frustrated, and Danny was getting frustrated, and I thought that really we've had this when he was here thing, that he's much better facing the goal than with his back to the goal. We've been crying out for better front players than we've had throughout this year, and I think Liam showed his little bit of quality. But like I said, it worked second half, and I thought we got a lot of pressure on them. We got up the pitch much more. when we were brave and aggressive in terms of attacking the box and getting crosses in and get set plays in the right area, we looked like we were going to go on and win the game.
Your other big decision was to start with Conor Di Maio, ended up getting man of the match, but also came off early with looked like an ankle injury. What's the latest on him?
Well, that wasn't a big decision really, when you can see how Elliot Osborne's been playing at the moment and how Conor Di Maio's been training. So I know in the past you've used this Siberia shout. He's been out. Look, the lad's got quality, and I think he's really applied himself this week in terms of training. You know, he deserved his chance. You know, we've run with Elliot, but I think since the turn of the new year, it's been the return in terms of goals, assists, set plays have been quite disappointing. We need that extra quality in that, you know, in terms of what the 10, if you like, brings, that third attacker. And I thought Conor brought that today, and I think with the pitch being a little bit better than some of the pitches we've played on, I think it was prime for him. But regardless of the pitch, he just shows quality. He showed a composure and awareness. He took the stuff off the training ground and applied it. So I was really pleased for him, because he's earned that with not just the way that he's played today, but also the way he's trained. And like I said, hopefully we did the right thing, take him off as a precaution and get the treatment, so that we don't have, like we had with Eddie Clark, a dead leg, taking him out of the next game, because he's now, if he keeps playing like that, then he's going to find himself in the team.
You mentioned frustration earlier on. Some of that frustration was evident in the dugout. You turned around and had a word with some of the fans in this main stand. What happened there?
Well, I just had a guy chipping away at me constantly. I've looked, it's the same guy. He can't wait, you know. As I call him, Mrs. Doyles, you know, from Father Ted. You know, when they get offered an opportunity to do things better, they prefer the misery. He'll be extremely disappointed as the next years unfold.
Yeah.
And I'm asking players to do stuff in training, and if they don't do it, I've got every right to ask them to stick to what we're looking to do and make better decisions. And I have people like that constantly catch cries and comments negative, you know. It's disappointing. But look, you have to accept it as a manager. I think everybody's expectation went up massively at this club, because we've got a new owner who's going to really turn, you know, things round here. But at the moment, I'm asking players just to be sensible, work really hard, play to patterns, play to take stuff off the training ground. And if we do that, we look like a team that's going to win games. We look like a team. There was moments today when we did stuff off the training ground and it looked great, and then there was other times when it looked really poor. And I've got to challenge my players in that environment, and I've got to be allowed by fans to challenge players in that environment. If players don't respond to that, they're going to find themselves out of the team, unfortunately. And when the quality arrives, or the other players in the squad step up in terms of what they do in training, people are going to find themselves out of the team. And I'm constantly frustrated and having to shout the same players over and over again about the same things, and I'm fed up with it, and I can't wait to work with better players.
One other incident towards the end of the game, you were pushing for a winner in the last few minutes at the Cheadle end, and a fan runs on the pitch and didn't disappear very quickly either. What was your view on that incident?
Well, what do you want me to say? It's happened before. I think it's not for me to comment on that. It is disappointing. We've had it before, and it is. We're very proud of the way that we run the club and the way that we go about our business, in terms of the fair play and the way that we conduct ourselves and the type of club we are. We're really friendly and welcoming to everybody. And what we don't want really is people to be tarnished on our fantastic reputation as a club, a proper football club. And like I said, but well, people have a drink and they kind of get their mad moments, you know. There's not a person, I'm sure, on the ground that hasn't had in their life a mad moment. So people, when he sobers up, I'm sure he'll be shaking his head and apologising.
And just finally, Maidenhead, of course, next weekend. Struggling a little bit in the league, but still a tough place for you to go and get 3 points. But that'd be valuable if you could.
Yeah, there's no easy game. Yeah. I mean, everybody's probably looking at Harrogate and Barrow and all those games and thinking they're going to be really tough. Maidenhead won't be easy. We've been there before. Like I said, when you look at the experiences we had in February, going to Daggers and Woking and last week at thing, we kind of know it's not going to be. It's all about good, strong characters doing the basics right and playing to the script. And when we do that, we've got a chance of winning games. Like I said, and you know, we're in good shape. But just like I said, unfortunately for us, we don't look like we've got the quality within open play to really put enough pressure on the opposition, and that's not all the fault of front two, because the four behind need to be getting up. And Sam Walker last week was immense in terms of getting through the lines. Sam Minham was good today, getting up and supporting, and we need that kind of mentality of being a lot more positive in possession. But more importantly, we need to be really strong out of possession, really good on set plays, and make sure that we concede from a set play today, we score from a set play. We just have to make sure that what we work on has a real effect. And but yeah, we're looking forward to it. We'll do everything professional. We'll work this week, and we'll go there in good shape. I don't think we've had any injuries today. We'll hopefully have Keane recover from his fatigue elements, Adam Thomas back. So, and I think that extra bit into the squad will put players under huge pressure. But a lot of work to be done as always, and we'll be going there really positive, looking to win games. You know, it's a cliche at this stage of the season. They're all cup finals, and we want to work really hard. It's nice to keep the unbeaten run going, but we need to have more about us in many aspects to win those games, and to deserve to win them. But we'll go there and we'll give it a really good go, and I'm sure we'll be well supported by the ones that are down south and those that are enjoying every minute at the moment. So, you know, bring it on.
5 unbeaten. Well done.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.